We have breaking news tonight in the Matt Gaetz investigation. The New York Times reports a Justice Department investigation into Representative Matt Gaetz and an indicted Florida politician is focusing on their involvement with multiple women who were recruited online for sex and received cash payments, according to people close to the investigation, and text messages and payment receipts reviewed by the New York Times. Investigators believe Joel Greenberg, the former tax collector in Seminole County, Florida, who was indicted last year on a federal sex trafficking charge and other crimes, initially met the women through websites that connect people who go on dates in exchange for gifts, fine dining, travel, allowance. And according to three people with knowledge of the encounters, Mr. Greenberg introduced the women to Mr. Gaetz, who also had sex with them, the people said. Mr. Gaetz denied ever paying a woman for sex. And joining us now is Michael Schmidt, Washington correspondent for the New York Times. Also with us, Andrew Weissmann, former FBI general counsel and MSNBC legal analyst. Michael, this new reporting by the New York Times tonight that you have done, along with Katie Benner, takes this story to a new level. What are the important elements of it?
It sort of gives a broader understanding of what was going on here and how Joel Greenberg was going online to these websites and finding women who, they were bringing in, and he was connecting with Gaetz. It also, in our story, we report that there is a Florida associate of Gaetz and Greenberg in Republican politics in Florida who is also connected to one of these women. And it just gives you a sense of, we're just trying to peel back the onion here little bit by bit on this thing. We certainly do not have full visibility into this federal investigation. It seems like, a fair amount has gone on, that at least some of the women have spoken with federal authorities, and that this is a particularly serious crime because if you are convicted of sex trafficking someone under the age of 18, it is a minimum 10-year prison sentence. And that is obviously, a humongous deal.
Now, your reporting says, and I'm actually reading from it as we sit here, that the investigation is focusing on a 17-year-old girl. What more can you tell us about that particular 17-year-old girl in your reporting tonight?
As we report tonight, the 17-year-old girl that they're looking at in terms of Gaetz is the same one that they've looked at in terms of Joel Greenberg, this local tax collector. And this may sound all a bit confusing, but Greenberg is the sort of the origination of this case. He's the original person who was charged. And in August, he was indicted on sex trafficking charges for someone between the ages of 14 and 18, who he had some sort of relationship with. And as we say tonight, that person, that girl is the same girl who, they're looking at on Matt Gaetz. It's the same 17-year-old.
And Andrew Weissmann, as Michael's reporting shows, that the Times has actually seen the receipts from Cash App, mobile payments app, Apple Pay, of payments from Matt Gaetz and Greenberg to one of the women. There's more in the reporting here about taking ecstasy, an illegal hallucinogenic, that says, and Michael's reporting indicates that Matt Gaetz is reported as having taken the ecstasy along with these girls, according to some of these witnesses. Andrew, what is Matt Gaetz facing in this Justice Department investigation of this material tonight?
Well, reading the great reporting from the Times, this is time for Matt Gaetz to make sure he has a very good criminal defense lawyer. You read these allegations, and it's clear there are people cooperating. There are going to be records that are clear. They're clearly the women are also talking, who are the victims of this scheme, so that you have a real panoply of hard physical evidence that I think means that this case is not one where you think, I wonder if the government's going to make this case. It seems very clear that they're going to make a case on sex trafficking, and it could also include campaign finance and lesser charges, including state crimes. So Matt Gaetz is facing a host of legal problems.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.